Hey minions, welcome to Crank It Up. I'm Jim Price, and on this episode of Action Awareness, I want to talk about expert timing of the Kung Fu fighters. Bonus points to you if you guessed that this would be the next video in the series, because we're building completely upon everything that was said last week. Under Pressure is a great card, and if you haven't already seen that video, go watch it first. I'll post the link in the description instead of repeating those points again here. Expert Timing is a better card and can still be used in each of the 4 situations that Under Pressure can. But its wording is so flexible that it can do even more, and that's what I want to talk about in this video. Expert Timing states, choose one of your cards, transfer any number of +1 power counters from it to another card, and/or use a talent on it in extra time. Special, you may play this before base scores. As a 23 special, you could use this in Phase 2, but I found this to be more of a last resort than common occurrence. There are a lot of great talents out there, but I prefer the Great Wolf Spirit for doubling talents, although we'll see that the additional talent has value. What does this mean for the Kung Fu fighters themselves? They have several talents that make sense to be activated before base scores, some more than others. The Dragon Warrior makes for an excellent siphon to steal power from a minion, particularly if you could pull power off that base and onto another. However, you could also send power to that base, potentially from 2 sources. Ancient Chinese art makes for a decent fallback plan for the same strategy, but it is limited to the scoring base and stealing counters, which may not always be relevant. But I think my favorite is Lady Whirlwind because of its elegance. Expert Timing lets you move the counter off, which enables you to activate the talent again, destroying a minion of power 3 or less. I prefer the destruction because it matters on bases like Tournament Site, where you might actually be removing a player entirely, thereby gaining another VP. Given that there are quite a few cards that can generate talent-based action plays, Expert Timing can be turned into a lightning rescue that can also transfer counters. This allows you to treat any action effectively as a special action, and imagine playing everybody was Kung Fu fighting at the last moment, particularly if you have indestructible minions. You could greatly swing the power of the base and potentially kick off multiple players. With the Professor, you can play an extra minion and an extra action, which can either swing the base or use the minion to get a head start on another base. Because the base is clearly going to score, the Critter Champion makes a great target because you can get precisely the minion you need and not worry about having it go to the bottom of the deck. Tadpore can move an opponent off, or Krakatoad can give an extra 4 power. You could use the Cream Puff Man's talent to play any standard action from the discard pile, like a Ghostly Arrival. Because of how Cream Puff Man works, you could also play any standard action from your hand by making it the card you discard, so there's a ton of flexibility there. There are so many talents that work great as a last-minute play that I'm hesitant to use this card in Phase 2, but if you really wanted to break a base on your turn, it is available. Next, I'd like to look at an issue that I purposely avoided with Under Pressure, because I honestly don't know the answer and I haven't seen clarifications in anything. Under Pressure states, you may transfer any number of +1 counters from one of your minions to another. The question is, what does another mean? Another minion or another of your minions? This is grammatically ambiguous, and I asked a bunch of tech writers to interpret this statement, and they implied that it is ambiguous and does not imply one or the other. And these are people who write for a living, so I trust what they say. But Expert Timing doesn't have this problem because it clearly states another card where controller doesn't matter. This opens up a lot of opportunities and some great desperation plays. Not only can you build up an extremely powerful minion on a ninja base, pulling counters off before the base scores, but you could also send power to another player to strategically position yourself. You could also do a block the probe maneuver and give power to another player to alter the VP distribution. I find myself doing this more frequently lately as I need to keep a second place player at bay. This becomes really easy because of the flexibility where you can send the counters. You can send them to a minion, or you could even send them to someone else's Titan. I haven't had a chance to do this particular scenario yet, but I'm dying to send 1 power to someone's Titan to deny someone a point on Tournament Site, which seems to be a fairly popular Titan destination. If the Titan doesn't provide power, all of a sudden it does, and it's the type of maneuver that would infuriate the winner. I also love how future-proof this card is because it references cards. If ever there is a consequence to having power counters on a base, Expert Timing would support and take advantage of that. You couldn't pull power counters from a base, but you could send them there. I mentioned in my Summon Wolves video how Summon Wolves can be the source or the target, either a battery or the final destination, and how unexpected that is, which is why I like Expert Timing so much. As the game continues to grow and use this mechanic more, Expert Timing is ready. Clearly, this is one of my favorite cards in the game, and one that you can build an entire strategy around. Because of its flexibility and dual abilities, it provides you the opportunity to steal a base in many creative ways, allowing you to spend your own turns focusing elsewhere. Having this card come out after Titans has clearly helped, as any Titan that generates a ton of power counters allows you to redirect them appropriately. Unlike Under Pressure, which requires a minion recipient, Expert Timing can send excess counters on a base to a Titan, which is much more likely to be on a different base. If you have a strong engine Titan that previously did not add power but now has counters, you are that much more protected from Clash of the Titans. Whatever the situation you find yourself in, Expert Timing can offer a solution, and true to its name, the timing is crucial as it can be used when it matters most. My only knack with the card is that I think the Kung Fu Fighters are a great teaching faction because they are powerful and pretty straightforward, and I'm not sure that Expert Timing is easy to teach because it can be used in so many ways. But that's a good problem to have. This is the type of action that is sure to have a memorable story, so let me know your favorite way you have used it. That's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let's shut it down.